Hello everyone, hope you're okay. It's Donna here. I just wanted to pop on to show you my new kit. I did pop a video up about a week ago it's just a quick flick through of the kit, but I thought I would show you what it looks like printed out and also just put together a couple of the elements like the envelope, just so you can kind of see how it all works. If you didn't see the flick through and you'd like to see it, I will pop it in a description card up at the top right. But I will quickly flick through here. So there's two kind of collage papers in this kit. It's a smaller kit. It's not like a kit where you would be able to put together a full journal with lots of patterned papers. It's just got different elements that you can use together. As well as these two pages, there is a background page. This kit has loads and loads of images. So we've got these large images of leaves and plants. We then have some bird images and other images too. Then we've got these square images with little labels on. I thought they would be nice as maybe a front cover to a little notebook or something like that. Or you could do like a flip type thing in a journal, like a waterfall type thing. We then have those images smaller if you wanted to use them as clusters or put them on tags and things. We then have two pockets in an envelope. I included most of my kit's jumbo tags because I really like them, so I've joined them together in case you wanted to do kind of like a trifold type thing. There's been a few examples where I've done that. If you go to my Winter Wednesdays playlist, I actually use the large tags and I make I think it's an ephemera holder from it. So that might be worth watching. I will link that in a description card and in the description box below. And then finally, we have some fussy cut insects and images that you can use too. And here is an overview of everything you get. So you get two papers, a background paper, two image sheets, a large label sheet, small labels and images, a tag booklet or the 3 tags, 2 pockets, 1 envelope and 1 fussy cut sheet. So I decided not to print on the back with the background page because I didn't want to waste the ink on the paper where I'm not going to see it on the back side of the pocket. So instead, I'm going to quickly cut this out and then back it, like as in stick it onto the background paper. Okay, so it's all backed and cut out, and then the next thing I'm going to do is just make a score line on these very faint grey lines here. These are just an indication of where to fold. You won't be able to see them once the envelope's done. But I find it easier to make a score line rather than trusting myself to fold straight. Another option is to put a ruler against it and then fold it up against the ruler. There's different ways to do it. And then you can just fold where you've scored. And you might want to leave yours a bit longer than mine if you've put, if you've used glue to back it, just to make sure it folds nicely and that the paper doesn't crack. Because I'm filming, I haven't done that. But it might be an idea too. Okay, so it should look something like that. And then these bits fold in and that folds up. And that makes your envelope. Now you can see there where I've not quite cut straight or folded straight. So you might have to wiggle it a little bit to get it where you want. Because obviously you are cutting these out. You might have small errors like that. And then that will fold down. And that's kind of like your envelope wallet. So you can ink around there. Do whatever you want. You can put a notch in there. You could even make this smaller if you wanted to. And then you can have it floating. You can put it down as a pocket, you can put it down as a tuck, lots of different options. I just wanted to mention on these pockets that you have 2 tabs at the side here, which can be folded in. They're like your gusset to give yourself more room in your pocket. I haven't put one at the bottom, so you could just either put a bead of glue at the bottom. If you do want a gusset, this is what I do. I'll use this one at the bottom. So when I cut it out, I will leave a little bit of space at the bottom here, and then you can make your own gussets. So all you need to do is cut your pocket out, but leave that there, and then make yourself one like that. Okay, then you can score down here. Score here at the bottom of the envelope, at bottom of the pocket where you've made that extra bit. Then score the other side. Then you can fold those in. Okay, and there's your pocket like that. And that gives you that gusset on the back. I've put a notch there for you already, so you can just use your hole punch and punch that out, or you can hand cut it, and that's your pocket done too. So with your tags, if you wanted to make the booklet, what you would do is cut them all out but keep them joined. If you wanted them separate, you can just cut down the middle here. So I've cut mine out, and then I've scored down those lines. There's a little faint line there that indicates where to fold. And I think when I said about the jumbo tags, it's not actually these. I think the jumbo tags in the Winter Wednesdays are 2 big ones, and I added a third on. So I don't think I've got that quite right, but you can have a look at anyway, just to see what you think. But then once you've done that, that's how you can make your trifold. So you just fold it in and fold it in. It does leave a little bit of space, or it should do. If it doesn't, you can just trim it a little bit off that edge. And then you'd fold like that. Obviously, you can do it on cardboard, you can back it, you can put some pockets in there, you can put some signatures. Okay, so that's just a different option of using it, or you can have the 3 tags just used as tags. So before I go, I just wanted to show you something that I did with these images. Now this is from my journal I made in Junk Journal January 2024. I loved this journal. I still love it. But I just wanted you to just wanted to show you what I did with the images. So I laminated them and just popped them onto a paper clip like that. And it gave me, in fact, I think it was at the back. I've got one here that's fallen off. That needs putting back in. So I have one here that sticks out like that, but it's fallen off. I'll just have to fix that. And then this one sticks in the front. And then I've got these paper clips sticking out of my journal. It's kind of like page tabs. So that's one way you could use those. These are actually in a bigger size because these were a test size. And I actually made them a little bit smaller because I felt like these were perhaps too big for what most people would want in a journal. I may put these on to Ko-fi as a freebie in the bigger size if I get a chance to do that. But even this size, you would still be able to make paper clips from them. These are very big and very jumbo. I like them, not everybody would, but if you would like to see those as a freebie, so that you can make some paper clips, let me know and I will see what I can do. I really like this kit. It's very neutral, it's very soft toned, it's great for people who don't like those big bold colours in summer journals and spring journals. It also coordinates really well with some of my other kits. I always try to do that. So for example, we've got a postcard here. This postcard's in the file folder kit. I have collage pages because a lot of my kits have collage pages, and the colours, with it being neutral, coordinate with other kits really nicely as well, particularly the file folder kit. It would also coordinate really nicely with the correspondence kit because that has some pops of pink and blue and red in it, but it's also very neutral. So this would offset those other pops of colour really nicely. This kit's available on Ko-fi and Etsy. I'll leave a link to the shops and to this kit in the description box in case you would like to go and have a look. But that's it from me today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. See you soon.